Welcome to Asli Prep, the real preparation. Today I am going to bring the features of Asli Prep and how teaching will be there and one mathematical chapter for you. Let us go further. This IIT-JEE and NEET Foundation, we are comprised of math, physics and chemistry, these subjects from grade 6 to grade 10. And it enhances the board level explanations and it gives the problem clarity in NTSE level and also all the school Olympiads along with the cutting edge for JEE preparation at +1, +2 level. What are the features of this material? It is advanced level design is there, exam success is ensured. Mainly we are focusing on JEE mains and NEET other engineering college examinations preparations of after 12th grade. For that preparations we have prepared this syllabus. This syllabus is covered by keeping in mind those who are above average. We are not keeping in the mind those only exclusively those toppers who are above 90%. But we are putting them in mind, say any student who got above 60% in his regular academics, he is eligible for our foundation course. With a systematic and scientific practice, he will be excelling in the examination. Before going to test you what is our foundation program, I want to ask you a simple math question. This math question shows you the difference between a regular board exam question and a JEE Olympiad level question. Are you ready? Shall we go further? Yes. Let us see. There is a triangle, 100 degrees, 40 minus x degrees and 40 plus x degrees. These are the three angles. Then what is the x value? How can we find it? It is a simple problem. We may think that it is based on angle sum property of a triangle. Anybody can you guess what would be the x value? Yes. Most of you are thinking x is equal to 0 degrees. Isn't it? Please comment your answer. But please put 10 degrees in place of x, put 10 value. Then what will be happen? Yes, it's satisfied. That means most of you are thinking that 10 is also correct answer. Now any other answer for you, dear friends? Please think from you. Yeah. Now most of you are typing that any real number. Is any real number can be the answer. Once you think about it, if you put x is equal to 50 degrees, yeah, minus 10 will come. Therefore, minus 10 is invalid. That's right. Oh, now one person is going to type as x less than 40 degrees. Yes, is there any number x less than 40 degrees will satisfy? Let us think. Minus 10, yes, it's satisfied. Minus 50, it won't satisfy. Therefore, the domain of this particular problem is minus 40 degrees to plus 40 degrees. This will be the answer. The student who is going to give this answer, he is suitable for JEE means advanced level training. The students who are going to give x is equal to 0 immediately, those are just suitable for board examinations. So this kind of exposures will be there. That is the main difference between a regular textbook thinking and an advanced level thinking. Some students will tell x is equal to 0 degrees. Some students will tell x can be any real number, and some students will think that x is less than 40 degrees. Some students, very few students will come to that conclusion, x value will be any real number somewhere in between minus 40 degrees to plus 40 degrees. I hope you all understood the logic behind this problem. If you like this problem or if you understood this problem, please type S in the chat box. It will be a little interactive. So I hope you understood the logic behind this problem. We appreciate the logical thinking behind this problem. Let us go further. Dear friends, how our course structure will be there? Each chapter is broken up into main topic, subtopics and lucid explanations. After that, we have given extended explanations also, where the normal textbook stops. From there, what is the extension is required? What is the extension thinking? I will demonstrate you in one chapter. That also we have provided. Afterwards, we have given 100 problems on each and every topic. It was scientifically divided into accelerometer 1, accelerometer 2 and accelerometer 3. And also we have kept in mind those questions came from previous competitive school level and JEE mains level competitive examinations. And we have also included those kind of questions, multi-correct answer questions, single correct answer questions, assertion reasoning, paragraph type, all the required kinds of questions for school level and higher level competitive examinations. We want our children has to test those kind of competitive examinations. That's why we have included those questions also in our material. That's why I can proudly say that our content structure is well organized. Let me show you one chapter how we are going to deal quadratic equations. You may, if you find little bit difference between your regular textbook teaching and this JEE mains level teaching, you can see. Provided we are ensuring that we are providing all the recorded videos for the teacher's support as well as students' support also in future references on each and every chapter. So let us discuss what is the quadratic equation. Generally we start with what is an equation, what is a linear equation, what is the second degree quadratic equation, and we show the difference between quadratic equation in one variable and quadratic equations formed with two variables. Let us see. Now I am going to present you a quadratic equation with one variable whose degree is 2, quad degree is 2, and there is only one variable x. If it is is it a quadratic equation? No, it is not a quadratic equation. Why? Because its degree is 5. Yes. So now let us see. Is it a quadratic equation? Though here degree is 2, it is not a quadratic equation. Why? Not a quadratic equation in one variable. Why? We have used two variables. Now, dear friends, let us go further. So quadratic equation in one variable is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c. Here, further, it is in the standard form. A is not equal to 0. Why A is not equal to 0? If A equal to 0, what will be happen? You know that it will become a linear. So like this we are going to explain to the children and we are going to write. Now immediately, my main interest is we have to show various kinds of quadratic equations like this. What happens? We have already decided A is not equal to 0. Then we will ask the students the quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c. A not equal to 0. What happens if b equal to 0? Please write down the form. If b equal to 0, what will be the quadratic equation form? Anybody can you type? Yes. 2x square plus 3 equal to 0. It is a quadratic equation when b equal to 0. When if a is not equal to 0, b is not equal to 0, c is not equal to 0. A general standard quadratic equation. If a equal to 1, that means the coefficient of x square is equal to 1. We will write one more example. And if a is not equal to 0, b is not equal to 0 and c equal to 0, that means there is another nature of quadratic equation whose constant is equal to 0. Then if a is not equal to 0 but b equal to 0 and c equal to 0, that is in the form of ax square plus c. So you already know the concept. This kind of equations are called where x term is not there. That means b is equal to 0. Those are called pure quadratic equations. Ax square plus bx plus c is called standard form or complete quadratic equation. Whose x square coefficient is 1 is called monic quadratic equation, and various other roots also we are going to explain. Now my question is, what if a equal to 0, b equal to 0 and c equal to 0? If it becomes in an equation, so what will be there? So it leads to an identity that we are going to discuss little further. So root of a quadratic equation. How I am going to explain the root of a quadratic equation? What is the root of a quadratic equation? Root of a quadratic equation is nothing but any real number which satisfies that equation. That means if I have taken a real number alpha, in place of x, if I substituted ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, in that if I substitute alpha, it will become a alpha square plus b alpha plus c. If I have simplified it, if I am going to get 0, that means both LHS and RHS are satisfied, then I can call alpha is the root of a quadratic equation. So after giving this, I want to extend my students' thinking. Now, with one small problem. Let us see. If 3 and 4 are the roots of quadratic equation, x square minus 7x plus 12, verify this. They will simply substitute these values and they will verify. The students will come across these kind of substitutions and all. Now, see another beautiful question. If alpha and beta are the zeros of this polynomial, x square plus x plus 1, then 1 by alpha square plus alpha plus 1 by beta square plus beta is equal to how much? Why I have chosen this problem from the polynomials in the quadratic equations? Why? Because I want the student should experience the taste of complexity in the problems. See, anybody can you solve and quickly tell the answers? Here, dear friends, believe that I didn't teach sum of the zeros or product of the zeros or sum of the roots, product of the roots, and any identity formula a plus b whole square or a square plus b square I am not using. Without using all these things, just I have given the definition of root to the child. With that definition, I want the child should explore and find out its value. Any one of you, can you type the answer? Please try it out very quickly. It is a 30-second problem. We are calling it as math quickie. Well, so by taking LCM and all, it will be a laborious process. But the student who understood the concept of root, concept of zero, he can solve like this. Let me explain you that. So if you say x square plus x plus 1, alpha is the 0, x square plus x plus 1, then alpha square plus alpha plus 1 is equal to 0. Therefore, alpha square plus alpha is equal to minus 1. With this clue, anybody is going to type the answer? Yeah, brilliant. One person has already typed minus 2. Great, great. Why? Because if alpha square plus alpha is minus 1, similarly beta square plus beta is also minus 1. Therefore, 1 by minus 1 plus 1 by minus 1, which is nothing but minus 2. See, this kind of thinking we should insist in our IIT Foundation training programs. Or else, most of the children, I have seen in last my 20 years of experience, most of the children are taking LCM, applying identities and following a laborious method. Now, anybody, can you type S who followed this method, who got the minus 2 value? If you got in the same method, please type S. If you followed the same method, what I have discussed. Anybody is there? Of course, most of you have followed that. If anyone is following a different method and if you are getting the same minus 2 as answer within fraction of 1 minute, it's great. So I hope you understood how an IIT Foundation course will run. The most of the things, my sincere advice to the teachers, since it's a teacher session I am discussing all these things, don't teach complete solution to the student. Give hint by hint, especially in a foundation programs, in Olympiad programs. We are not supposed to teach the step 1 to step last. Step-by-step algorithmic approaches are prohibited. So we have to provide some clues and we have to explore from the children. We have to give small gap at the children to think. If they fail to think, you can provide hint at one stage and you can stop, wait and let them do it. Next, dear friends, I am going to show you one more problem. Here if you have seen this, right, it is PQRS is a square and PQT is an equilateral triangle. With this information, the question is asking us to compute angle PST. So we have to find this angle. Anybody, can you quickly got this answer? Please tell me. Angle PST. If I have, this is a simple grade 6 or JEE mains problem, where once afterwards we have introduced the sum of the three angles of a triangle 180 degrees and equilateral triangle property and square property. The combination of these three concepts. Any one of you got the answer? Please try it out. Please try. Till now I didn't get the correct answer. Some people are trying 30 degrees, some people are trying 60 degrees. Please try again. Please try again. Why this problem is becoming little complexity for the student? I am not discussing at the teacher level. Teacher level it is very easy. But for a student, here the question will be given like this. Now I am giving you one clue. Square means all the four sides are equal. Equilateral triangle means all the three sides are equal. We know that this angle is 90 degrees, this angle is 60 degrees. Now tell me, now any one of you got the correct answer? Please try. Now I am asking you which kind of triangle PST is. Think which kind of triangle PST is? Yes, you are right. Some of you are typing isosceles. If it is an isosceles triangle, what would be this angle? Already 30 degrees we know. Then what can be these two? These two angles are equal. Therefore, what is the base angle in an isosceles triangle? 75 degrees. Is it interesting? See how I am going, mainly the main purpose of this thing is different way of approaches, different way of framing questions. How ignites child's thought process. This is only my main purpose of teaching in this session. Next, in detail, chapter by chapter, problem by problem, concept by concept, we are going to discuss in detail in our further videos. Let me show you a taste of another easy problem. How an easy problem will be there. Now you see, here I didn't give any diagram. This is 0. If this is 0, square plus triangle minus O or circle, whatever it is. What is its value? Anybody? Can you compute very quickly? How it would be? What is the square? Just they will count 1, 2, 3, 4. Square represents 4. Left side, negative numbers. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7. Please check. Anybody got the correct answer? Which option is the correct answer? Once again, please try. Let us solve this. Here, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, square is 4. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7. Now, check here. 4 plus of minus 3 minus of minus 7. Now, what will be the answer? Just try it. Here the answer will be 1 minus of minus 7. 1 plus 7, which is 8. So option A is correct. As 4 members already given the correct answer. But think at a grade 6 student level. What we are going to think. Teach here by using these kind of problems. Spatial knowledge and sign conversions, and we are making to master. So it is a polyconceptual problem. Most of the JEE mains problems, when you are going to see plus 1 plus 2 syllabus, a trigonometry problem or a functions problem, it is related with the graphs, it is related with the visualization, it is related with the association. So all these things we have to build step by step. For that purpose, our Asli Prep Foundation problems will enroll the child's thought process in this direction, how to think. If you like this kind of thinking in these problems, just type S or one like. Let us go further. Another question. See, it is also again on integers. But for reading this much problem itself, the stage may take a lot of time. But he has to understand and he has to do. That's why we have given that diagram. A cyclist rides 20 kilometers towards north. Then, generally in convention, we will take north is the upward direction. So, he started from A to B. So, this distance is 20. Therefore, plus 20. This is plus 20. And then he rides 25 kilometers towards south. Towards south, 25. So, he came down. So, when he came down, we are putting minus 25. Now, the question is, by which number will you represent cyclist's final position from A? If sometimes this question only from B, if he asked, the answer is obviously minus 25. But he asked from A. So the answer you know very well. Very easy. Yeah. So which option is the correct answer? Yes, you are correct. Minus 5 is the correct answer. Option C. Let us discuss how our IIT Foundation problems are structured. See, we have taken care, we know that some students who didn't receive in 6th standard IIT Foundation, they may join our 7th standard course. Who didn't receive 6th and 7th IIT Foundation course, they may join in our 8th standard course. If it is like that, how to solve this problem? So that's why some chapters, like a spiral approach, we have kept in both the classes. 6th standard also we kept integers, in 7th standard also we kept integers. Well, though our trigonometry starts in the regular state syllabus or CBSE syllabus in grade 10, in our Asli Prep Foundation, though we are starting in grade 8, but in grade 8 very little bit, grade 9, grade 10 also. The student who is directly opting our Asli Prep Foundation in grade 10, he won't miss the 8th and 9th preparation also. Our 10th class Asli Prep Foundation trigonometry chapter covers the whatever he has missed. Then he may ask a question, what if this 8th standard question comes to the 10th standard? It will act as a reinforcement activity. It will act as a reinforcement activity. He will recollect. Like that in physics and in chemistry also we have written the chapters. Interconnected chapters only will be there. That's why any class child can opt our IIT Foundation. He should not think that, so I didn't study Asli Prep Foundation in 6th, 7th, 8th, how can I join 9th, how can I opt 9th? No need to worry. So our curriculum planning itself has taken care about that. And moreover that, we are also providing video lectures, so teacher solutions, teacher's handbook, all these things since we are going to provide, it will be well equipped back and it can be solved. If you have any queries related to this, you can type 1 or 2 queries also I may ask. Let me show you one very easy problem. 2 minus 3 into 3 minus 5 times 5 minus 2. It is very simple. The answer, as most of you are typing, just this question only I have given in many of the admission test papers. To eligibility test for Asli Prep Foundation, we have given for grade 7. I noticed, though the child is scoring 80%, he confused and he has given the wrong answer. Why it is happening? Dear friends, listen. Mathematics comprises of 3 things. Either myself or you or any university professor, whoever is teaching mathematics, he will teach 3 things. Either skill or concept or application. Generally, every textbook starts with concept and navigates through the application and higher level questions. Whereas skill we are expecting as the byproduct of lower classes learning. That's why in our videos, we are going to cover some skill-based questions, also computational skills, fastest calculation skills. Why? Because in those computational skills, if he didn't get minimum critical practice. He will, though he understood the concept, the child may fail to commit, I won't say mistake, I will say it is as you are correct. It is a silly mistake. The child may tend to commit silly mistakes because of his over anxiety. Why it will be happened? It will be happened because of enough critical volume was not practiced on the skill-based learning. For this only we have planned only, in order to give that room scope, we have planned only 9 to 10 chapters and 80 periods of teaching, and all these are all we will come to, when we come to you, we will discuss in detail our lesson planning and all, how we have given the room for skill building, how we have given the scope in our app or in our videos. These are all I am going to discuss in future. Right now, I want to ensure that even there is a fair way for a student who is committing silly mistakes to correct. I think so some of the teachers may appreciate this idea. You agree, most of the intelligent students also doing silly mistakes. As we are correcting the papers, we have seen many times, 5 times 5 they have written 10. Not that a 10th class child who is doing statistics problem, sigma fx by sigma f, if the class mid value is 5, frequency is 5, 5 5s are, we are expecting him to write 25, but he has written 10. I have corrected many papers like that, even the intelligent one. Not that the boy don't know 5 5s are 25, but he has done a silly mistake because of, generally the teachers will say it's a concentration problem. It is not the concentration problem. Technically there is another way. I say it is the little bit automation and is not happening. That and all we are going to discuss. Now you see, this is another beautiful question at the lower class level itself. If you have seen -8, -4, which answer is not equal to -12? Why these kind of questions will be asked? We may think that to kill the student's time, the student has to solve everything. Of course, that's true. We want, but these questions will give, these kind of questions also can be there. So there may be more than one correct answer. If I have asked, what will be the question? When difference belongs to -12, if the difference is equal to -12, if I ask, it is a multi-correct answer. Since I have asked the same question, multi-correct answer, difference does not equal to -12, it becomes a single correct answer. So the child should get an exposure for various kinds of questions. Here we are going to discuss all these models. That's why our curriculum planning, when we have taken care of different wide variety of questions. See, next to consecutive numbers. We have asked this question. Even a grade 5 child can solve it very simply. But I have seen in some of the grade 6 students are struggling because these numbers I have given horizontally. My suggestion for the child to write these numbers vertically, then you check, automatically the child will come to know what is happening there, and then he can identify the next two numbers. It is not that which problem we are teaching, it is that in what way we are providing the solution, what the tools we are providing. Are we sticking the child's mind to the same conventional thinking of horizontal number line, or same conventional thinking of patterns? Are we establishing any scientific way of explaining the things? Vertical number line, if we start introducing integers through vertical number line, it is very, very comfortable for any child to understand the size of a number in the direction. Afterwards, we'll switch over to the, as our textbook requires, horizontal number line, and next, what I mean to say, abstract thinking is required. CPA, concrete, pictorial, and abstract thinking is also required. We can jump into it. I hope you are understanding maths methodology, how we are going, what care we have taken in preparing IIT Foundation, Asli Prep material, and how we are different from other existing practices. Especially, we don't want our children to solve very difficult problem. We don't want that. We want the child should solve a problem in a different direction. Especially, I will tell you, my dear friends, teaching mathematics means teaching thinking. I am not teaching numbers. I am teaching mathematics means I am not teaching numbers. I am not teaching formulae. I am teaching a way of thinking. My slogan is teaching mathematics is teaching thinking. So, dear friends, the pedagogy, the level of the questions, the architecture of the questions, and in the videos how we are going to provide the solutions and all matters. This much equipment and this much kind of support we are trying to provide. Not only that, for of each and every chapter end, we are going to provide a test also for the children along with the detailed solutions. If you are having any queries, you can ask me. Just you can type any query related to the material. You can ask. I am going to check. No one is typing any questions. Any queries are there? Please write up. There is an interesting question. If a power x is equal to 0, what can be the value of x? Interesting question. In exponents, as a special case, we are going to discuss these kind of riders. Why? Because a power x generally defined for a not equal to 0. Once a not equal to 0, a rises to the power of x. You think and you tell me. This kind of ambiguities, these are all special cases. We are going to discuss these kind of questions. It is not the discussion of subject matter. As a subject matter, a power x. See, a power x is equal to 0. If a is not equal to 0, just think. Is it possible by the definition of an exponent or not? That's fine. Let us discuss further. See, in order to strengthen the fundamentals, in order to strengthen the CDF, concepts, definitions and formulae, our question we have asked here is, what is the product of greatest negative integer and the successor of smallest positive integer? Any one of you? Can you try it? Very simple. But you put your shoes at a 6th standard child, right? Why I am discussing repeatedly about grade 6 child only? Why I am not discussing grade 9 and 10? Why? Because grade 6 onwards, real mathematics is going to start. So algebra we are going to introduce there only integers, rational numbers, and those applications only we are going to navigate at the higher levels. S -2. -2 is the correct answer. Kiran Garu has given fastest answer. Ramakrishna sir also has given the fastest answer. Congratulations, sir. Immediately before me asking the question, Ramakrishna sir has answered. That's a good thing. I am skipping. See, what is this question? If I am there, how I will explain? I am not bothering about the solution of this particular problem. I am going to think what way I will explain this problem. If this problem is there, here 4 cases will arise. That is the thing. First thing, between A and B, how many whole numbers are there? Between A and B. That means A, B are not included. If A and B are included, how many whole numbers are there? Are up to B, that means A is included, B is excluded. So, from A to B, that means A is included, B is not included. So, in these 4 cases, what will be there? Then I will give these 4 kinds of explanations to the child, and then here it is nothing but B minus A minus 1. Here in this case, if since both are included, B minus A plus 1. If one is included, simply B minus A. So with those logics, once I have given this kind of input to the child while teaching this problem, I may not give while explaining the theory, but while discussing the solution, I may give additional inputs. We have to, as a maths teacher, not may, we have to discuss surrounding all the particular problems. I hope I have reached some of your satisfactions how a problem should be dealt. These kind of questions, the pedagogy and the discussion part is more important. Let's go further. Now see this question at a higher level. Grade 9 we kept this question. The question is 2x square minus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. If the roots are twice of these roots, that means this quadratic equation is having some roots. Now I am going to make another quadratic equation whose roots are double to this. That means if the roots are alpha and beta, he is asking us, the question is expecting us to find out a quadratic equation with 2 alpha and 2 beta. This is very simple, x square minus sum of the roots times x plus product of the roots is equal to 0. That means x square minus alpha plus beta into x, we can apply that and we can do. But is there any other procedure is there? If I am treating as f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. So f of x by k can give this solution. If you have roots k alpha comma k beta. Like this small extensions, as I told you in the beginning, we have to give some extensions also. But of course, compared to your textbook, our textbook method, regular thinking method, this method may be a little bit laborious. But this kind of tools also required to solve certain higher level problems, certain functions at +1, +2 level JEE mains problems. That's why we have included those methods also in our video teachings. I hope some of you know this method also. Yeah. How many of you are following these methods that you can follow? Yes. Yeah, in place of x, x substitution of x by 2. Very good. Who is that? Blossom's Planet School's teacher has given this answer. Very good. There are different methods. So, this is about our pedagogy and our methodology and our supports. Do you have any other queries? You may connect with us. You can type. Not related to the subject, related to the structure of the questions. Really technical time, how many periods we need to allot and how we have to navigate. These kind of stuff we are going to discuss. Really in type of subject, we are giving 24/7 support. Whenever it is there, through emails or through certain WhatsApp groups, you can reach us and we can solve for every question, or collectively we will solve. That's all, dear friends. I hope this session has brought some clarity as per your expectations. Let us see this question. Two numbers differ by 4. Their product is 192. What are those two numbers? Strictly speaking, the children won't apply quadratic equations here. Since 4 options are there, they will go for trial and error method. That is also one of the smart strategies. But if you have gone to the quadratic equation, then most of the children ask, sir, I got like this, sir, by trial and error method. Why are you insisting me to solve by using quadratic equations? In such circumstances, what would be our answer? As a subject matter expert? As a math teacher? Anybody can please comment your solution? Yes. I am not bothering about the answer, sir. If a student asks, since I can do it by trial and error method, why should I solve it using quadratic equations? Of course, in this problem, it is there, but quadratic equation, if you have applied, you are going to get extreme other solutions also, sometimes negative solutions also. Since we are looking for a positive domain or in the limited domain, we can answer. So that's why here numbers are there. Numbers means generally we take natural numbers by default. That's why the answer is okay. We can find out. But my exact requirement is extreme conditions also. The child, if he wants to emphasize, he has to depend on quadratic equations or scientific procedures. That's fine, my dear friends. Dear friends, let me navigate to you some additional features. Mind maps. Mind maps are the wonderful tools in our teaching system. Why, you know? Let me tell you. It is a beautiful tool in the hands of teacher. Why? Because we teach a chapter or a lesson in some 10 to 15 periods. But during revision time, it is expected us to discuss in 30 minutes or 2 periods. Maximum 2 periods, 245, 90 minutes. Whatever the whole chapter we have discussed for 1.5 week, that means 10 periods or 15 periods, is expected to revise in 2 periods. In such circumstances, what should be there in your hand? Mind map is the solution. So in our material, we have kept mind maps for every chapter in detail as much as possible. Details we have fit into that particular frame, and we have given a meticulously planned mind maps. So it will be helpful for the students' quick revision also. Teacher's handy tool also. Teacher also can project this, take a picture and project it in a this thing, or on a chart, make a chart and display it on a board, and you can have a quick revision in less than 20 minutes. You believe it or not, whole chapter can be revised, can be recapitulated in less than 20 minutes. Mind maps are the wonderful tools, and we have also providing deep dives. Deep dives, what is that, you know? How a child will misunderstood the concept. Wrong example and correct understanding. In any chapter, if the child misunderstood the definitions, we are going to provide you some visual tools for the children. Not only that, there will be always some children who are curious, who are very observant. When you are going to teach a concept, he is going to think about real life application, or he is going to think about history of the topic. He is going to think, interconnect various logics. In order to cater such kind of students, we have also given additional info like this, some boxes, some real life connections, some natural connections, in order to develop, develop inquisitiveness, curiosity among the children. And we have introduced the history of mathematician's biography and all. There and then, in every chapter, we have filled that also. It's an add-on feature. So it will definitely, for some students, will feel happy for that, and you can use even in quizzes and all other things also. Why? Because who knows for which particular explanation, which students will trigger. We may teach 40 students continuously for 40 minutes. But are we sure all the 40 students are going to trigger for us, for our dialogues? We don't know. For which dialogue, which student can be motivated, and we will show them much interest. That's why. Once again, at the summary, I am going to conclude with 5 points. The first point is lucid explanation. So, extension of every concept. The second thing is, while teaching the problems, don't teach complete solution from step 1 to step last. You need to provide clues and wait for students this thing. That is the main way, the prime way of IIT Foundation teach. Give a room for the child to think. The third thing, always make the child to think. There is a different way of approach for this problem rather than regular approach. That different approach may be a very shortcut. Let the child to explore. I have seen one of the properties of triangle. When way back I am teaching MSET, I made 1.5 page solution based on sine rule, one of the problem. One student using this, converting into tans, she solved in 5 steps. Shamala Devi. I remembered her name almost 15 years after also. I am recollecting that name. So there will be always a different approach. There will be always a smart approach. And sometimes, though there is a smart approach, we need to follow a proper pedagogy. I told you, the vertical number line visualization, or sometimes for various functions we need to go for extreme solutions and all, or f of x by k also I have discussed. These kind of things also, these tools also we need to provide for the child's higher order thinking. Then only IIT Foundation we can make the child happy and he can learn many new concepts. I am going to conclude. Teaching mathematics is nothing but teaching thinking. Thank you, dear friends. Thank you for your support for Asli Prep Foundation, the real preparation. Thank you.